All right, good morning, everyone. Well, here we are Monday morning. You guys made it through the weekend. I'm proud of you. Weekends are tough for traders because the market's closed, and we would just rather the market be open every day. So we made it through the weekend. We're back here on Monday. And as I sit right now, I haven't taken any trades yet. Seems a little choppy. We did have some good action on Friday. But as we sit here right now, the leading gapper is CHEK, CHEK, and I'm seeing kind of a varying range on what the actual float is. And when I started looking at it, I pulled it up and I was like, this doesn't look like an 8 million share float. It looks thicker than that. FinViz has it at 40 million. So I think it might be a bit on the higher side. It's still the leading gapper. It's still up 149%. I'll put it on the main screen here so you guys can see. Oops, let me take off the no audio. There you go. So it's still up for sure. Receives this FDA approval for this pivotal study that, et cetera, et cetera. So we've got our catalyst here. I don't know. It just, to me, I haven't taken any trades on it yet because it's felt just a little, I don't know, it's just felt a little slow. It just felt a little like, realistically, you'd be fighting over 5 or 10 cents a share. There's just not a whole lot going, it's in terms of its range. It was parabolic earlier, but it's not parabolic right now. So it kind of came back into, this sort of range where it just feels choppy. It just feels kind of sluggish. So, it broke the new high there by 1 penny and then came back down. So I don't know. Again, if it starts to open up a little bit more, we could look at the daily quickly, but I'm just kind of surprised that it's as sluggish as it is right now. Although sometimes as we get closer to the bell, they'll pick up a little bit more, and maybe we see that happen on this one. I don't know. So you've got 420 there, double top, and 380. So if it breaks through 380, we've got room to 420. All things considered, that's 30 cents. It's not a lot. But if it breaks 420, then it's got room to 425. That's only 5 cents. Then room to 436. It's, again, 16 cents. Then 450. So we don't really have big windows on this until it looks like up in this area here, where you've got a gap from 543 up to 867. So that's where it starts to look more interesting. But we're a ways off from that. And if we just flip to the 5-minute chart, so this is kind of where we're at right here. You can see back to that 85 spot. It's good that it's got increasing volume. That's good to see, but golly, it's just very thickly traded. So I feel like there's probably going to be something a little bit better out there. For my first trade of the day, my first trade of the week, I don't know. I'd rather have something that feels like it's got a little more potential than 4 to 5 cents per share, especially with commissions. I'm not at a commission-free broker, so I pay commissions on my trades. So I've got that kind of added issue. SOS. Okay, so this was strong on Friday. Okay, so this is a crypto-related stock. Of course, Bitcoin hit all-time highs. Switches back to the daily. I'm not sure on this one, to be honest. Let's see. Let me just look at how much it's up. It's up 9%, so let's go down here a little bit. The float's 124 million shares, and it's a Bitcoin-related stock, so I don't know. I just don't think that that's my cup of tea either. I'm not going to disagree that that's a nice move there from 670 up to 695, and then a micro pullback up to 730, but, well, I missed it, so that one went without me. CHEK is going a little further without me, but all things considered, it's 5 or 6 cents off that breakout of 385. That's not quite enough. You never capture the full move. If it breaks out by 10 cents, maybe you get in on the ask and then you sell on the bid, you capture half of that. So if the move is only 5 cents, you're hardly even covering commissions. Now it may start moving faster, and I don't want to say that it might not, because it certainly might. But as it is right now, I'm just not feeling like there's enough there. I don't know. So well, we'll keep an eye on it. It is hitting the high day momentum scanners. It's hitting new highs, which makes sense. There's up to 93, 94, 95. Big sellers stacked up though, for sure. Okay, so that is continuing to be our leading gapper, up 154%, now with a high of 95. Sometimes when they start to move a little faster, like all things considered, that's one of the bigger 1 minute candles it's had in a while. So sometimes I would buy the first pullback after it kind of shows that strength, but even then I'm just not really sure this one's got enough momentum. SGLB as it curls there, I see that. So that's our fifth leading gapper. An 8 million share float popped up there, 27 over the volume weight average price. So it's kind of going above and below that level. A little choppy this morning though. It popped up and then faded. So I'm not loving that. And CHEK is our second leading gapper. That doesn't look great. You know, it tried to break the VWAP there, and it did, and then it came back down. I was watching it, but I didn't trade it. Acer, ACER. Well, it's coming back down anyway, so I don't see a catalyst. I would think there might be one, but I don't see it. EBON. So, yeah, I mean, as I'm looking at things right now, I don't see anything that really looks all that interesting. Which is kind of a bummer for Monday morning. We usually like to start the week with a couple really nice trades, but man, I don't know. I guess, you know, CHEK obviously is the leading gapper. See if it gives a pullback. The high right now is 98. It may have big sellers stacked up around 4. You know, one thing I'll say on this is that because of how it's trading, you know, in kind of such a tight range, I wouldn't have a problem taking larger share size on it, but I want to make sure I have a good entry. SGLB, so it broke over the VWAP and is doing a little pullback here. Again, though, the area that I'm a little nervous about is these two red candles, where it dropped from 615 down to 481 in 2 1-minute candles. You know, so that's like, oh boy, a stock that's on the one hand shown it can squeeze is great, but then that drop, it's not what I love. So I think it probably makes sense to keep my eye on CHEK, CHEK, because it's the leading gapper with 62 million shares of volume, and just try to see, you know, work with it. And so, you know, to that end, I would say either waiting for a 5-minute setup or maybe the first 1-minute candle to make a new high. Let's see how much it pulls back, but I'll even order at 4 and maybe a trade back over that level. Just kind of watch it here. So I'll take a long there at 96. This is a first 1-minute candle to make a new high for the breakthrough 4. And I'm adding right there at 99. So I'm in at 96, looking for the breakthrough 4. So let's watch that seller come down. 3, 2. So I'm doing the countdown. 11, there you go. And I'll take that half off the table on the breakthrough 4. That was a 1-minute micro pullback, which is reasonable. And I'm sized down now just to 2,000 shares. So that was a fairly clean setup right there. First one, and it was similar to what you had here. First 1-minute candle to make a new high. But I think what was critical there was the break through the psychological resistance of 4. So our new high is 405. So now if it breaks 405, I could possibly go for a long. Back of mind target would be 420, which is the daily level. So adding there at 403. So adding back here, because it seems like it's holding 4, which is the whole dollar. So let's see if it picks up a little bit of momentum, and maybe over 410 I can add again. Watching 410. I'll go ahead and add there. So we've got a 100,000 share buyer on the bid at 408. 100,000 share buyer on the bid at 408. That's good. So now over 413, 414, I can continue adding, watching, added right there at 414. And now my back of mind target is that tap of 20. So let's see if we get the tap of 420 on this. There's 17, 18. So we're ascending here, which is good. Looking for this to tap 420. There's 16. So taking a little off the table there for about 5 cents a share. And I'm going to hold the rest to see if it comes up to 19 or 20. But of course, stop at break even. So we're moving a little faster here. We do have this ascending volume profile, which is common as we get closer to the bell, sort of increasing volume. High is 16. Sizing back down a little bit more. Kind of feel like it's a little bit of a topping tail there at 16. But from the entry at 96 and then the add around 405, 410, all things considered, this was a pretty solid trade. So right now, I would say I'd watch for the next 1 minute pullback. This is a nice breakout. Now the next 1 minute pullback, you can see the micro pullback kind of forming right here. We'll be back over 14, 15. There's then 16, 17. We just have to be mindful that we've got that resistance on the daily up there around 1920, but we'll see. It's definitely a bit extended on the 5 minute. You've got 3 green candles in a row. Double top now at 16. And I'm going to put on my disclaimer on YouTube and Facebook just as a reminder in case you didn't already know. Day trading is risky. Most beginner traders lose money, so there's my disclaimer for you. I want you guys to approach this, for those that are just getting started, as though you will lose money. And so with that in mind, trading in a simulator, not with real money. Trade in a simulator. Prove you could be profitable in a simulator. Doesn't matter what simulator. Just prove you can be profitable in a simulator, and then you can think about flipping the switch. So I'm still holding a small position at 405, watching here for a possible trade, adding there at 15. So I'm trying to take a break through 16 and up through 20. So I'm going to put an order at 21 to add. I want to see if we get that break through 20. 19 adding there at 20. Now looking for 23 and taking a little off the table as we get up to that level. My new cost basis though is 16. My cost basis has moved up quite a bit. So I took a little profit there. And I'm selling a little more at 19, size back down. That, I don't know, it kind of thought maybe it would break out just a smidge more than that. So at this point, we've got 2, 4, 5 green candles in a row. It's probably, and volume's declining a little bit. So I'm just going to size down on this. I'm trying to decide if I just want to go to flat or hold a small position through this pullback. I guess I'll just go to flat. I'll just close it for now. So that's kind of a funny shaped candle there. That high. High of day is 22. So we did break through that level. We know, as from looking at the daily chart, that we've got a little bit more room on this from, was it 450 or 550? 550. So let's just flip back to the daily for 1 second. So while it's pulling back, I'm just going to pull up the daily chart. I'll even order at 22 at the high. I'll put it at 23 at high of day for the next trade. So let me just go in here. So we've got 420, 422. Yeah, a couple little levels in this area. Right, and then daily chart, high, we had 436, then we had 450, then we had, you know, a little thing at like 456, and then we've got 474, and then we start to have some room up over 543. So 543 is the spot where we have gap fill then up to this level here. So, you know, I'm trading the leading gapper the entire U.S. market right now. It's up 169, 170%. While it's true that this could be a first candle to make a new high, I think that it's important to be mindful that this is in the context of a fairly extended 5-minute chart with only 12 minutes to the open. So maybe the trade here, if I took one, would be probably a little riskier, but smaller size to mitigate that risk if I take it. So my long would be over 15. So just taking a stab at that at 15, as you can see, right? First candle to make a new high. Now I want to see it break through 18, 19, and 20. So watching for the breakthrough 19 and 20. Let's see if I can get an add on this. Adding there at 19. And will we get a test of the highs? That'd be pretty cool if we do. So holding right now to see if we get the breakthrough 20. There's 19. Looking for 20 and then 22. If we get a retest of the high a day, maybe a little squeeze over 25. So this is kind of a little micro pullback here. I'm going to add at 16. I'm going to try to do a little dip trade on this because I'm kind of thinking maybe ABCD pattern and then break through 20 through 22. Remember I had that order at 23 to add because then we're breaking the high a day kind of going right into the open, which would be kind of nice. So this to me looks like the beginning of an ABCD pattern. The low is 408. So I'm holding at 415 and looking to add over 420 for the breakthrough 423 and 424. Adding there at 20. So trying again for the breakthrough 22. Are we going to break? I need 22 to break. I took a little off just in case it doesn't. Can we get 23? There's 23. I'm taking it off the table at 22. It's not breaking. Well, in any case, you know, grinding on this high is 23. New order will be at 25. The 5-minute continues to be extended, though. That's the main issue that I have right now, is that the 5-minute is quite extended. Only got 9 minutes to the bell. So it wasn't really, hey girl, pull it together. All right. So our high there was 23. She's gonna be outside for like a minute and a half. So caution that volume is declining a little bit. She's already wants to come back inside. Go lay down. So volume's declining a little bit. We have that high of 23. So going to move that up to 23. Oh, actually that's a daily level. I'm going to just delete that because we broke through it. And I'm going to put this here, orange, 23. So you can see my positions up in the top corner. You can see where I'm in at, if I'm in. I'm not in right now. I'm just letting it pull back. It would be totally fine for this to set up like a 5-minute pullback and a pullback down to, you know, $4 would be fine. But it might just kind of continue to grind a little higher. So I'm going to watch to see if it does want to continue a little higher. I'll leave my order. I'm going to move my order up to 425. That way it's kind of just gives me a little bit of an offset. High of the last 1 minute candle is 420. So these trades, it starts to, again, it's like there's not a lot of, you know, first 1 minute candle to make a new high. We're talking about a couple cents, but if we break through the high, so I'll add there at 20. So I'm looking for the breakthrough 23, right? Because if we break 23, and then I add at 23 right there, and then we get 24 and 25, then we start looking like maybe we'll get that squeeze up to 30, 430 before the open. So watching for the add over 425 with a hotkey. adding right there at 25. So trying to kind of scale in on this a little bit, and I'm not, I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm taking some profit at 26, and a new order's at 28 and 30, 29. Again, these aren't home runs, but these are base hits that over the course of 5 or 6 base hits of $2,000 a piece, they certainly add up. So now the high here is 430. I'll put a new order at 430, a dip, and then we've got room up to 436. So let's hold, adding right there at 430. So now it's starting to ascend a little bit faster. So I'm looking for 436, 437, adding at 435 right there, scaling up, and let's see if we get that squeeze up to the $0.50. If we get the squeeze to the $0.50, that would be pretty nice. So looking for over 38, then 39, then 40. There we go. So now we're ascending a little bit faster, taking a little off the table there at 37, 38, and 40. New order goes at 44. High of this candle is 42. So I'm putting my order at 44. It's 2 cents above the high day. This is risky. It's a 10-second micro pullback, but I'll long at 40 for the break of 44. So added there at 40, you can see this 10-second pullback. Looking for the break of 44, 45. Adding there at 42. There's 43. Looking for 44, 45, and 50. So hit the bid at 42. Didn't feel like it was breaking fast enough for me. So, but you can see there, we got a nice, that one, why did that work there so well? And this one here, kind of double topped. I don't know, but that's the reason that I keep taking stabs at these, because some of them are going to work, some of them won't. Generally this is the leading gapper. It's now up 186%. It's the right stock to be watching. I still wouldn't really say it's parabolic. We only have 4 minutes to the bell, but it's definitely moving faster. So the high is 443. I'll put my new order at 450 for the next trades. So we'll watch a dip here. I'm watching for the first 1 minute micro pullback, adding right there at 41. So a little high, but looking for the break here through 43. Once these start to open up and move a little faster, micro pullbacks, as we know, usually get bought up pretty fast. So let's look for 45, 46, 47. So I've got my hand on the hotkey of Shift 2 to add 2,000 shares for the break of 45. There's 43. Looks like green's coming through, adding there at 45. So I'm looking for this to squeeze up to 450. Let's see if we get the tap of the $0.50, 450. Nope, and I'm going to take the loss on that at 39, which is maybe my first loss there, $1,000 on it. First loss I think that I've had on this one. And this is the first time that we've seen what would look like a bit of a false breakout, where it hit a high and then kind of pulled back. So, all right. Now I've got to wait for a dip. The only thing is that the 5 minute continues to be extended. So we've got 3 minutes to the bell. Our high a day now is 45. I guess I'll leave my order at the $0.50, but I'm just not sure. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it trades at the open. But it's a leading gapper. So this is, I think, the right type of stock to be watching. We've got 80 million shares of volume. The relative volume is a factor of 474. It's 474 times higher than average, which is impressive. And that's the result of a catalyst that we have here. So we'll definitely keep trading it. And those of you guys hanging out on YouTube and Facebook, I'll just put another reminder here in case you didn't already know. Day trading is risky, guys. Don't try to blindly follow me or anyone else. Take your time, study, practice. Practice in a simulator if you can, with small size. Don't get overconfident, just take it one step at a time. There's that dip, kind of right, I don't like that. That's a good sized dip. I could do a dip trade on it, but I'm just gonna let it settle down for a second. I don't think that there's any news out on it. I'm just gonna give it a chance to see if any news breaks, but that type of sell-off right before the bell, we don't love seeing that. So let's be cautious. 90 seconds to the bell. I'm going to keep trading. Course Warrior Starter. Warrior Pro students, you'll be able to keep watching me while I'm trading. Those of you guys on YouTube and Facebook, I'm going to end the feed here. But if you want to learn more about momentum trading, I'll give you a link here where you can study up. All right, so check out that link. That's a replay of my last live workshop, Momentum Trading 101. And anyone that attends that workshop will also get an opportunity, if you'd like, to join the classes at a little bit of a discount. So check that out if you're interested, and I will see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. Please hit the thumbs up if you haven't already for the live stream today. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. About 40 seconds to the bell.